Good morning, it's Kinninigan. I may have just made a major breakthrough in one of the things I've been trying to figure out for a long time. What is the real definition of magic versus divine power? What is black magic compared to something that may happen through the power of prayer or something that a fully enlightened Buddhist is able to do just through harnessing? You can call them divine powers, but everything in the universe is based off mathematics and physics, and we really don't have a lot of good scientific answers for these forces. Um, Although they would like to, and I kind of had a breakthrough with this. I'm not going to bore people with specifics of quantum physics, but it is based on that. The idea, Aleister Crowley, obviously one of the most evil pieces of shit that's ever existed, and without a doubt, he's a reptilian himself. It's starting to make sense to me. I had a breakthrough with this last night. I don't know. I don't think that had anything to do with the solar flares. um, Hold on. I got a police helicopter going by again. Sorry. I get agitated from the. Yeah. They shouldn't be flying helicopters over major urban areas all day. It's a little annoying and it's also dangerous. You crash that thing. Yeah, whatever. They don't care. Um, I'm a little agitated. I forget to tell people, please share, like, subscribe. If you could donate to the channel, I do need cigarettes. Making major breakthroughs in the occult and science has not been very financially viable for me. That was another thing that I've been struggling with is, I watched it wasn't a documentary, it was a video by another YouTube channel on basically a lot of these, I'll call them asshats, a lot of younger people like Mr. Beast and all that who have propelled themselves to obscene amounts of money on YouTube doing stupid shit like their pranks and I don't go along with the status quo. That's why what I do is not financially viable. And the kind of thing, the breakthroughs that I'm trying to make with the occult and the understanding of quantum physics is getting harder and harder to get correct answers for because let's be honest, a lot of our institutions of higher learning are too fucking busy training communists and Marxists and confusing people with over 200 different genders instead of doing serious study on things like coherent matter and the foundations of the universe and physics, which at the end of the day is another proof that I have that we are being ruled by reptilian entities who do not want humans utilizing the full power of our brains because we are capable of things they are not able to do. And this is making more sense as to why they would have attacked Atlantis. Now, Aleister Crowley himself, it's getting harder to pull up correct shit about him with Google anymore, but I got this one quote. The gods are but names for the forces of nature themselves. All right, first of all, there is no gods. It's not plural. It's God. Yeah, otherwise you're following a pantheon, which is basically paganism. The idea of black magic is to impose your will on Mother Nature herself. But they do this with the assistance of quote unquote demons. Okay? I'm going to try. What I need to do, and what I'm trying to do, is break this down in a way so most laymen can understand it. I even get confused by quantum physics. Most people do. Because it's like I said, it's an area where, becoming more, not saying you can't study quantum physics if you go to college, but you basically, I think you just get the idea. This starts with Common Core education. Uh, there are even things within Buddhism itself that are taught about Makyo demons who will try to take you off the path of enlightenment. Because I used to think that one of the reasons why they really hated humans was because we do possess the human emotion of love, which comes between male and female, which is true to an extent. But I think the real purpose is With a fully activated pineal gland or third eye, by the way, fluoride in the water helps calcify your pineal gland. So we are obviously not working to better ourselves as a human civilization and figure out what these quote unquote divine powers are. What's the difference between divine powers? All right, well, I need cigarettes right now, so if you can donate to the channel, that would be awesome. There's two things I can do. As a Christian, I could pray to God and maybe help me out with getting some money together to get cigarettes. Or I can go get a copy of the Lesser Key of Solomon, put a 9-foot casting circle on the ground, sacrifice one of my cats as a blood sacrifice to a demon, and make a deal with the demon to get me financial gain. But I will lose in the end because you never benefit when making deals with demons. This is the forces they utilize. They, in quotes. Um, which is starting to make a lot of sense to me. I had a breakthrough with this last night. Kind of like when I figured out the Han Purple shape shifting for reptilians. Well, not only do I understand how the Han Purple works now, I understand the physics of how shape shifting works. And how certain things like that you would associate with magic really isn't magic, and it's stuff that can be explained with quantum physics. And it has something to do with coherent matter. Very hard to get some good definitions of coherent matter on Google. I wasn't joking when I was saying they're trying to dumb civilization down. Coherent matter allows you to manipulate the 3D environment in which we live. 90% of the particles in matter that exist in the universe are unseen by the naked eye, yet we know they're there. Energy in the universe is not created or destroyed, it's simply borrowed, and there are ways to harness. I also, this goes with the idea. Here, I want to keep this real simple. Like I was just referring to, we have miracles that happen to Christians, any religious people, through prayer. But I believe even those forces, you could say miracle, but I'm still willing to bet that even though God might be responsible for them, they could still be explained with physics, and because it's the way the universe works. Um, Black magicians are utilizing invisible forces of demons, whereas Christians are utilizing invisible forces set forth by God. They are not the same. Um, I think this is another reason why they are jealous of humans in general, and why they may have attacked Atlantis in the first place. Without a doubt, Atlantis was able to manipulate coherent matter. Now, what are some of the types of things you could do with coherent matter if you were able to harness the power of utilizing it? Well, shapeshifting would be one of them. And of all entities, and it would explain why they hate them so much, Sasquatch might be able to harness these powers. It seemed, here's the theory, I know this was more, I don't have that many good examples to bring up, but if you believe in the paranormal aspects, and I can explain the paranormal. The answer to paranormal was given by Lacerda in the Lacerda files, where she actually explains what it is using science. This is how we know it wasn't written by a human. I should make a video just on that on itself, Lacerda, explaining what the paranormal is. But so there is a difference between this. Everything revolved around black. It's called black magic for the darkness it brings into your life. There's a reason why it's called black magic. Um, a lot of these forces in the universe, like I said, they're not understood. Physics is a whole theoretical thing in itself, or whatever. And it seems. Here is the other thing I want to say about human civilization as we stand now. Every new technology that we get, what's the first fucking thing they want to do with it? They want to weaponize it. Everything is weaponized. Everything. The truth is, we haven't harnessed the power of the atom. We figured out how to split the atom and kill 100,000 people in a fucking nuke attack. That is not technology, in my opinion. And everything that we create in the uh, is weaponized at first, either weaponized or harnessed so they can make debt slaves out of us, like paid electricity, when electricity is not created or destroyed in the universe. And other things you'd be able to accomplish if you could harness coherent matter would be teleportation. Basically, a lot of the powers that are harnessed with the third eye, psychic powers, teleportation. There was theories that in ancient Atlantis, the main language between entities would have been telepathic in nature. Um, this is why we got the Tower of Babel, so they can divide people without having them giving them the ability to communicate. War has been a way to basically do human sacrifice throughout the ages. It's no fucking. I mean, it's no coincidence that the pieces of shit in government right now who promise unity for the United States are nothing but fucking warmongers anymore. And it's sickening. I can't even take the mainstream media anymore. I'll say this right off. I'm getting sick of hearing about fucking politics anymore. Seriously, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Just want to know why Trump's going to win. Maybe because you won't shut the fuck up about him all the time. Maybe because God's going to impose his will on the United States. It's no surprise that the people who have abandoned God are wondering why the fucking people won't unite behind him anymore. Gee, ain't hard to figure out. um, so, with this breakthrough that I made, I'm losing people here with this. This is, yeah, I would say a good example of it would be divine power versus black magic. Having prayers answered through ways that you can't really explain using science or known science, compared to someone who makes a deal with a demon like Aleister Crowley. There are 72 demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon, and supposedly all of them have different jobs. And you would summon some demons for money, some demons for power, some demons for this, some demons for that, and they all have different jobs. And but ultimately, that's what black magic is compared to divine magic, which we associate with "quote unquote" miracles. And miracles do exist throughout history. This is what gives you sainthood. But we can't explain it. It's a miracle. No, it's not a miracle. It can be explained with real understanding. But our knowledge of the known universe is very small, um, very narrow. They don't seem to want to make any big leaps in human civilization for embracing technology, or they would have gave us the free energy grid from Nikola Tesla. Um, they're and all this other just bullshit associated with the elite and all that. And so I may have kind of figured out not the basis of black magic and how it works in itself compared to what you would call divine powers, which are the powers that seem to be utilized by Sasquatch, of all things, and other entities, probably the Atlanteans themselves also. And it seems that Alpha Draconians are not able to harness these quote unquote divine powers, which is why they hate God so much. And the only way that they're able to, quote unquote, impose their will on Mother Nature itself is through things like blood magic, which we know God would never endorse blood magic. I wasn't joking when I was talking about sacrificing a cat to get a demon to go find money for me. I wasn't joking about that. That is real. So I need to. Yeah, it's hard to find. Oh, what other quotes? Yeah. So this whole idea, and let's be honest, when you engage, yeah, this is the thumbnail I used the other day. It is Aleister Crowley in drag. You also notice too that people who harness demonic and black magic powers for themselves to get ahead in life become the most evil and pathetic humans themselves. They live in constant states of paranoia. I mean, this is your typical tyrant. Look at the way they're acting about the Orange Man. Like I said, I'm just getting sick of hearing it. I heard someone say, "Why don't Democrats just fucking do? Why don't you actually do something for the citizens of the United States for once, and then maybe you would get fucking votes." Uh, that would be as hard as them turning to God through the power of prayer to help them out with their things instead of utilizing demons. You know how they financially bless themselves every year? They go out to the Bohemian Grove and sacrifice children to Molech. It's called the dull cremation of care. And this assures them that they'll continue to get their billions of fucking dollars that they steal off people, basically, all while being protected by their quote unquote armed security. This is what I mean about black magicians not being as powerful as you might think. Um, no one would listen to half these fuck. And the evil manifests itself on people. You could tell the difference between enlightened Buddha or a a nun or a priest that is on the side of God compared to quote unquote a black magician or someone who's just engaged in evil for a living. It manifests on them. That one, yeah. Not only does it manifest, we catch these anomalies on camera when they are archon possessed. That's what 95% of the quote unquote reptilian anomalies out there have nothing to actually do with reptilians. It's demonic possession, if you want to put it easily. But you never make out when you make deals with demons. Some of the shit that Aleister Crowley was involved in, some of it actually involves shit. No pun intended. Yeah, pun intended. It's just downright disgusting. So they believe that the only way that they can manipulate the forces of nature, because they cannot manipulate coherent matter at their will, is through black magic. Whereas we know these forces are real. It's called chi. I have orgone in front of me right now. Orgone produces chi, which is positive life energy. Reptilians feed on lash, which is negative energy. So you're already starting to see the differences with black magic compared to, I'm just going to say divine powers for the time being. We can associate them being divine. Although we do have the ability as humans to utilize these powers with an active third eye. It's why they have to keep dumbing down civilization. I mean, look at our institutions of higher learning right now. What's going on in colleges? It's a fucking joke. Uh, let's see what other quotes we have by Crowley. It's basically what the whole "do as I will" thing is. Um, And if you watch the Crowley video that I made the other day about how he mocks all religions and basically admits that he's a reptilian, famous Alpha Draconian reptilians, yeah, because he talks about clawing out the eyes of Muhammad and flapping his wings to blind. Yeah, I mean, basically what a bird would do. And yeah, meanwhile at the Bohemian Grove, that's why that video the other day. That's how they I'm not going out to the Bohemian Grove to sacrifice chickens to Molech so I can afford to buy cigarettes. So, or summoning a demon. Um, this is why I laugh when people. First of all, I've been on video a lot. I'm not on video right now because I actually need a haircut. It's one of the only reasons. Although I could go on video, it's not a big deal. There's plenty of videos out there with me on video. And no, you've never seen me shift on video. Whoever's saying that shit is full of shit because you don't even understand what these anomalies are or what they're caused by. And I'm starting to figure out more of the scientific foundation on what causes these quote unquote anomalies on camera. The manipulation of magnetics and dark matter that we can't see with the visible eye. And, but it does seem that other quote unquote divine entities are able to harness this power. And they are absolutely despised by the elite. That's why they have to infiltrate religions and politics and anything that humans try to do for the better of civilization. One of the reasons why they hate the Orange Man so bad, he didn't engage in a war for 4 years. Can't have that now. But at the end, I do think God is stepping in on this. And good. They fucking deserve everything everything. That's called the laws of karma. Joe Biden came into office. He made his oath of office on a satanic fucking Bible. So, I don't even think that is Joe Biden. That's someone. Well, that's a whole nother conspiracy, right? But this is going to be well. It's not really a tough one. I got to figure out how I can explain this in the book correctly. I do have someone who's very skilled in physics that I happen to know in real life. I think we need to have a conversation. He might be watching this video. He could be. If he is, what's up, Doc? He is the one who taught me how the Mandela effect works with quantum physics. Yeah, quantum entanglement. He's the one who explained that to me. Which is why when I'm starting to understand how coherent matter works, there are a few animals in Mother Nature that can harness these powers. One of them is bumblebees. Bumblebees don't fly; they levitate. Their wings are not for flying. You know what their wings do, and why they make that sound like bumblebees do? You know what that is? Their wings are resonating at 8.5 megahertz, which is the natural resonance of Earth, which allows them to negate the effects of gravity. They basically put themselves in a protective bubble. And if you ever watch a bumblebee fly and you're trying to figure out how's that chubby little thing even flying, they mock this right in front of your face with the TV show The Jetsons. Go look at the sound the flying cars make in The Jetsons. It's bumblebees. So there's another thing that another theory that I have here about human evolution is we're in an alcheminal stage of human evolution, utilizing powers of alchemy, such as combustion for gunpowder, how we get bullets to work. Our next stage of human evolution would be going back and harnessing the powers of Mother Nature without the assistance of demons. And that is going to require active pineal glands. See, 7 billion enlightened people, and the Illuminati would cease to exist. George Soros, Klaus Schwab, all these fucking losers would be gone. Nothing terrifies them more than a bunch of enlightened human beings. Because they wouldn't listen to them, you wouldn't fall victim to propaganda. You'd be able to harness divine powers against their quote-unquote demonic powers. And yeah, you know what, at the end of the day, I guess this does become a philosophical topic, if you want to call it that. Quantum physics itself tends to be very philosophical because there's no way to prove it or disprove it, obviously. But I definitely think there's something to this. So it's kind of my rant. Yeah. And you know what? In all honesty, a lot of days I just feel like fucking giving up. Yeah, I've made a lot of. I figured out how reptilians shapeshift. I figured out liquid crystal polarization. I figured out occult anomalies. But like I said, there's nothing more sickening than having to watch like Kim Kardashian's a fucking billionaire. What has she done for human civilization to be a billionaire? This is another depressing aspect of. This is why money is so important to Luciferians. Oh, and a fully enlightened civilization would not be using a debt slave society based on currency. That's a fact. They wouldn't rape and pillage Mother Earth either. And then when Mother Earth gets destroyed from the raping and pillaging and drilling for oil and all that, fucking blame you for it. You're a carbon-based life form, and they want you to believe that carbon is your enemy. Get the fuck out of here with this. Whatever. And there's other evil shit going on. Obviously, the Bohemian Grove. Yeah, there's a lot of evil shit going on. Anyway, it's all starting to make sense to me in a kind of strange way. I had a breakthrough with this in my brain. If I can get this on the paper somehow. I guess that would be the best way to say it. Divine powers versus black magic. I wouldn't call it white magic. I wouldn't even call it magic. Arthur C. Clarke, I agree with him. Magic is just science that you have the ability. It's just science that we don't have the ability to explain. So yeah, there is actually science behind a demon being summoned in occult ritual, even in blood magic. There is science going on here, but it's not the right kind of science, and it's one that's going to land you up in hell. Which, yeah, you want to go down that path? It's called the left-hand path, by the way, also. Which is you think it's a coincidence that we call these insane Satanists the quote-unquote the left? That's not a coincidence. You have three paths that you could take when becoming enlightened. You have the right hand, the middle path, and the left hand path. And it's told that you should stay on the middle path. These are the 9 downfalls of the path of enlightenment. I have the 3 pillars of Zen. I know what I'm talking about, even though I am Catholic. I'm not oblivious to other. And anyone that just wants to spout shit like, oh, Buddhism's demonic, please. Like I said, you don't. Like I said, I have an amazing ability to not only be Catholic, but disassociate myself and try to make logic out of what's going on in the universe. I believe that everything that God even does is founded in science and can be explained. Which is the reason why he gave us math and physics in the first place, to help us understand the universe. So here, I'm going to end the video with this. Yeah, if you could support the channel, I do need cigarettes. I'm not making deals with demons. Yeah, I do feel like just fucking quitting. You know, it's like, what am I doing all this for? Every day, I used to be financially stable when I was working for bankers, and I don't want to go back and do that. Yeah, I worked in the banking industry. Guess what? A lot of my managers were in secret societies, and they were mad that I wouldn't join them. I think my intelligence intimidates a lot of people, and they feel they can't control me. This is one of the reasons I had a parting with the government when I got out of the military. They didn't ask me to re-enlist. Then I went in and started experimenting with psychedelics. No surprise there. It gave me a fascinating understanding of the universe, and then I started researching, yes, reptilians. And because I never got the answers I was looking for, I wanted to know how the Great Pyramid of Giza was built, and shit like that. And it's just like I wanted answers, wasn't able to find them anywhere else. But I think I'm on the right track here with the understanding of the physics of how these forces work and how Alpha Draconians and demonic and evil people are not able to utilize these quote unquote natural divine forces. Other entities can, and this is probably the other main reason why they keep us in shrouded in darkness is the best way to put it. Although you'll never hear me pushing that bullshit about ascension. If I had if I had $1 for every time I heard deep state shills telling people, "Oh, ascension's coming," yeah, when the fuck are we ascending? I don't think God needs to step in for us to, or aliens were supposed to show up. Whatever. um, trying to see if I can get a hit out. I have no weed left. I think I was just trying to smoke resin in my fucking bowl. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyway, that's kind of off my rant. I think I'm on the right track with this. I just got to find a way to put this better in a more coherent way to explain this. I do have someone that's highly skilled in quantum physics. I think me and him need to have a conversation. I think I'm on the right path with this. Maybe he can help me explain this better in a more. He's the one that taught me about quantum entanglement and how the Mandela effect works. And then it made sense. It was very easy for me to explain how the Mandela effect worked. And at the end of the day, this would explain CERN, of all things. CERN. What is CERN trying to do? Exactly what I said these divine forces are capable of, but they can't do. Which is, yeah, the boys. Einstein. Einstein was a fucking shill. Don't listen to his science. Einstein was asked on the spot before who is the most intelligent person in the world. And he said, "It's not me. You need to go ask Nikola Tesla." Yeah, Einstein said that. And of course, Nikola Tesla, everything he did has been blackballed and stolen by the government, which is like, why? I'm afraid that's going to happen to me with all this information I'm getting about the occult and black magic and reptilians and how they operate. Because I don't feel like they want this information getting out there. Obviously, I wouldn't be on my 10th YouTube channel. Whatever. Anyway, any questions or comments? Leave them below. If you do have sort of an understanding of quantum physics, leave me a comment. I'd be interested. If you understand coherent matter, it's the best word that we can use for it. This goes. native Terran reptilians are able to utilize some of these powers. They don't shapeshift, native Terran reptilians. They can make you believe that you're looking at something else. And I even have an example of that on my YouTube channel. There is a native Terran shapeshifting on here. Right here. That is a native Terran reptilian. They appear in their true form when they're on camera. So,
without problems with his mind.
and the way that Lacerda explains how the paranormal works, I got to go back and reread the Lacerda files. I think it makes sense in what I'm trying to get at here with the coherent matter and their ability to manipulate it. These are powers of the third eye, which they obviously, who the fuck are these people to tell us that humans can't utilize the power of our third eye? Um, and there's no doubt in my mind that if you do harness the powers of your third eye, you will be attacked by certain government agencies. But at the end of the day, it's just fucking pathetic. They're going to get their panties twisted because they got to go to a lodge and make deals with Lucifer and deals with demons to have any influence on Mother Nature herself, while other entities are able to do it at will because they're able to harness divine forces because they don't do it at the expense of other live blood magic, the life of other animals or humans. They're not trying to extend their life through transuguthian magic. I'm not going to explain how that works. Uh, and this is probably, it's one of the reasons why the first thing the communists did when they took over China was burn down the Shaolin Temple and invade Tibet. You want to know why? Well, Shaolin monks were well known to be able to utilize the forces of Qi. They could do shit that appears as magic, but it's not. It can actually be well explained with science. They were able to harness these powers, which is a threat to the CCP, obviously, because they're pieces of shit. That's all they are. China's got its own problems. Don't worry about China. Paper tiger. They got 1 billion people in their country. How long they been talking about invading Taiwan? Alexander the Great took over half the ancient world within 10 years. These people have been talking about taking Taiwan, and they've had to subvert communist, subvert our universe. They're not attacking. Don't worry. I think China's afraid to get involved in the major war because they're having a population crisis. Didn't know if you knew that. People are rejecting the CCP. Yeah, so there goes a native Terran reptilian right there. And I believe what the Terrans are doing is utilizing divine powers, which is why when you look at the shapeshifting videos for the native Terran reptilians compared to the Alpha Draconians, there's a reason why I put blood in the title. Han Purple, Mercury, and blood, because it is blood magic. That comes from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth from Atlantis. Right. Jesus and God don't require a ritual sacrifice when we send prayers out to God. Do they? No. Absolutely not. Anyway, let's all pray. Maybe God will miracle me some cigarettes today. I, I don't have the ability to manipulate coherent matter yet. Um, although I think I'm starting to finally understand the science behind the occult, and I think I'm making some pretty good strides here. I just got to find ways that I can explain this easier because not too many words exist in our language for it. We have a lot of terms for racist and evil things. We don't have that many for quantum physics and divine forces. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, not hard to figure out that one. Anyway, the questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.